Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers, and I'm looking this morning at an interesting book, a curious book, from Daniel Atkinson. Daniel Atkinson Limited have published the book, and it's called Issues in Construction Law, Formation of Contract, Terms and Interpretation. My wife Elizabeth and I have looked at this book and we've reviewed it. We've given it the title of special interest to the construction bar, as well as civil engineers and arbitrators. And it's an interesting book, certainly for the area of law that I practice. Now, as someone who originally qualified as a civil engineer before being called to the bar later in life, the author, Daniel Atkinson, is very well placed to share his varied experience and expertise acquired over the course of a 40-year career in this important work on construction law. With Issues in Construction Law, Atkinson identifies the relevant practical problems that arise from construction practice, as well as the essential legal principles in order to provide answers to questions of the formation, terms and interpretation of contracts. As we all know at the construction bar, we're dealing here both with the law of contract and of course tortious liability. It's predictable that the book focuses on contracts because, as is pointed out in the preface, most disputes in construction law raise questions first of whether there is a contract, and if there is one, what are its terms and what is the meaning of those terms. And having been involved in dispute resolution across the full range of engineering disciplines in some 9 countries, including the UK, Atkinson takes the approach of a construction lawyer who actually knows how things are constructed, from marine and offshore facilities to roads, bridges, tunnels and buildings. From what we can gather, the book contains virtually everything you need to know about contracts within the construction industry. It's about 500 pages, 6 detailed chapters, and he covers such issues as the formation of construction contracts, formality, incorporation by reference, and incomplete express agreement. And as you would expect, the longest chapters are on implied terms and interpretation of contracts. Let me just show you the book briefly. That's the front cover. Got a nice little finder there. There's the side. There's nothing on the back. The index, I think, could be a little bit bigger, putting it bluntly. That's the index there. But it's very, very useful. You can find most of what you want. The way it's structured, here's the implied chapters part. You can see paragraph numbering at the side, very useful to find things. And also, there's a huge amount of case law, which I found very, very helpful indeed. You've got all the way through. Again, this is halfway through the book. You can see how the actual cases are set out, which gives you some idea very much of the practical aspects which this book goes into. This shows you how the start of a chapter is created, and gives you again a very good idea. A lot of this information is available on the web, and do have a look at Daniel Atkinson's website. There are the table of cases, and right at the front you've got some detail about the author. I was very grateful to be told about this book, and I wish it the greatest of success. I'm sure it will be very helpful for members of council involved in construction bar matters. So thank you to Daniel and his company for producing this valuable additional commentary on what we do. Bye bye.